Hey, and welcome to today's live. Hi, Jean. Hi, hello. Thanks for being here. Just going to cleanse the cards. Hey, Jean. Happy Monday, everyone. I hope you all had a good weekend. Hey, Danny baby. Hey, Anne. I went to a paint and powder party. Oh, what is that? I haven't heard of that before. Hey, Estelita. I am Jean, yeah, absolutely, an energy reader. I'm using the Rider-Waite today. So going in with a traditional deck, see what that brings through. Okay. Hello, are you here? You're first on. That's nice to hear, Jean. Yep, sometimes it can be nice just to go back to the traditional deck. I'm not sure if hello is here. I'll just give them the last. Oh, you are. Awesome. Okay, so general for November. Hello, this is for you. If you could give the live a like, please, guys. Just give the live stream a like. Thank you if you'd like the free reading. Okay, Spirit. What's coming through for hello in November, please? November energy, please, Spirit. Major Arcana. So big energy in November for you. Hello, significant. The Magician is all about our manifestation. So something that you have been intentionally trying to bring into the 3D and it actually materializing. So wherever you've been putting that focus, this is the Magician here. We can see this image. They are taken out of the ether, out of our visions, of what we hold in our mind and our desires, because manifestation is all about our next desires coming through. And usually there's always one kind of at the forefront of our mind. Our desires never really cease. As soon as we get one, it's kind of human nature that the next one comes through. So whenever I see the Magician card, it says that you've got all the tools here out in front of you to bring this into fruition, to bring this into reality. And November's the month when it finally happens, okay? Because the Magician, it's like you're on the very brink of it happening, and then the Magician is able to, that last push, when we when it comes into fruition, when it comes into reality. So great energy, very positive energy, and a big shift because it's a major arcana as well. So something, a dream, a manifestation finally being realized. Whatever you've been pushing for, hello. You're welcome. Hey, Laguish. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. Thanks for your question. Just specify a bit more when you say a read on your 2 children. The more context, guys, you can give me with your question, the more personalized reading that you'll get. And if you can drop a like and subscribe if you do want the free reading for anyone new here. Thank you. Okay, Jean, this is for you. Whatever message I need to hear from my highest good. Spirit, what does Jean need to hear, please, for her highest good? Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands, I feel like we've had this similar energy before, Jean, for you. The Knight of Wands is about not holding back in a situation. Knight of Wands energy ruled by the element of fire, so it's about really not waiting for everything to be perfect, not waiting for the right time. It's like that now is the right time, being very direct. The Wands energy is about taking the lead on a situation and just really trying to, it's a very action orientated card. Okay, so just getting a situation moving. Even if there are mistakes made along the way, that's fine. I like the expression sometimes failing forward. So trying things out, experimenting, kicking up the dust of a situation and just you taking control of that. The Knight of Wands it tends to just rush in, but in a positive way. This time round. The Knight of Wands just rushing in, making things happening. If there's a situation that you've wanted to see change, a project, career. I think this was work orientated when this came up before. Okay. And it's about not holding back on that. If you felt this kind of reservation, hesitancy, just that feeling of not yet, almost procrastination or putting it off. Or if you feel like you have made movement with this and you are going for it, then keep pushing on with that energy, keep pushing, keep action orientated, pivoting, making changes, getting movement wherever you can in this situation, Jean. Okay. Hey Janavi. Hey everyone else for being here as well. Miss Billy, MD Maddie. Janavi, yes, I was just waiting for you to come through. I didn't answer your question. I was waiting for you to come through. You're not getting a notification from the live. Oh, that's a shame to hear. So, guys, as it says in the link, Janavi's reading, so paid readings take priority. So I'll just move to Janavi's reading because she's purchased a 3-card reading with the coffee. So I'll go to that and then I'll get back to the free readings once that's completed. So Janavi, this is for you. I'm just going to reread the question as well. I have read it all, so thank you for that info. But I'm just going to recap, make sure that I've got it right. What we're focusing on is really what we're looking at is why he didn't tell you the truth about the reasons behind him marrying. And why he didn't share this with you, yeah? Absolutely. I should just subscribe and like the live stream and pop your question in the chat, and I just move forward. So Lucretia, just for the free readings, I just go in order. Paid readings, if you'd like to buy a copy, then that would take priority if you want it to be next, okay? And that's a 3-card reading. If you just see the pinned comment, it's explained there. Thanks, guys. Okay, Janavi, take a deep breath, center your energy, and be open to the messages that come through from Spirit, okay? Whoa, I'm going to take those. Cards all just kind of flew out there. 2 major arcanas. So, focusing on the question of really why Akshay didn't feel like he could share the real reasons behind kind of why he married him and brought him to where he is now. 8 of Cups being walking away from a situation that no longer was emotionally fulfilling when we see this 8 of Cups, okay? So I really feel that this kind of talks about how emotionally down that he was about his circumstances. Maybe someone who finds it difficult to admit that, to share that, he would maybe see that as weakness. And that this was what the priority was needing to find a shift and a change and really relocate. Something about this move as well, the 8 of Cups, like physically walking away from a situation. So if that was the permanent relocation to a different country with the visa situation, because what we've got is the Wheel of Fortune, which is about a shift energetically in moving out of a sense of struggle, feeling like everything is against you, and finally having that turning point of things getting easier for you. I feel like this was his intention to try to make his own luck as well. And we've also got the Wheel of Fortune, which is about closing out old situations in order to make way for the new. And I feel like this World card came through last time, actually, which was about, I feel like if he had been honest with you, that it would have made it harder for him to walk away from this situation. And to close out this situation, to close the door on his old life and begin this new cycle. And I know with what's came up in the past before as well is this kind of this need for change and need for a sort of a feeling of desperation in some ways to, with this Wheel of Fortune, to change his circumstance, to change his look. And I think the reason why he didn't share it was because basically he wouldn't have been able to walk away if he'd been open, if he'd been honest. Does that make sense? Because he would have got into the weeds with you. It would have been too difficult. you would have been able to maybe the fear that you would be able to convince him that there would be another way, and he didn't really want to get into that and discuss that because he'd seen a way out and decided that this is how it had to happen, and got very tunnel vision about that. And I think this Eight of Cups really tells me about how maybe even I want to say the word depression was happening here, which, when we get very down as well, sometimes our decisions can get more and more drastic. Yeah. And we can become less rational, more one pointed, more desperate because we become more desperate for change, the more unhappy we are. And I think by sharing and being honest with you, Janavi, this would have opened a can of worms, yeah? And it would have been more difficult for him to leave. Sometimes it's just too, um, he wouldn't have felt strong enough to be able to make the move as well with any kind of resistance, or, got into trying to find a different way with you. I think he became very one pointed. Out of a place of pain, of unhappiness. I know he's not in a happy place now, but at that time, this Wheel of Fortune, changing his own look, closing the door to his old life, to desperate for a new start. I don't know why, it's not clear to me, obviously, why he was so unhappy where he was now, but that's a different story. Maybe you know more about that. But I think the main answer to your question within that, I hope that's clear, is that he didn't want to be derailed in any way. So in sharing the truth, that would have opened up a can of worms and such, and potentially stopped him from following through with this, which he at the time thought was his only option. Hi, Ivo. Thanks for being here. Okay, going back to the one card readings now. Anne, if you are here, what are Sohaib's intentions for me? He is a friend at the moment. Okay, this is for Anne. Excuse me. Hey, Anne. No worries, Janavi, at all. No need to keep it short. This is for Anne. So let's have a look at Sohaib's intentions towards you. Oh, goodness. Major Arcana, the Devil. Okay. So this doesn't mean that he's the devil. But I'm interested why this has come through, because this is quite an intense energy. The devil, I mean, I'll just read what I see with this. The devil is obviously about quite toxic behaviors, really. Behaviors, habits that need to be broken and that need to be changed. So how I see this card, how it interprets to you, Anne, is that they see an opportunity with you. I mean, how long is this friendship? Is it something new? I'm just trying to get to the bottom of where this toxicity, because what first comes through is that I feel like that the connection with you is something that they would like to not repeat old habits and do something new with you, almost as a way of healing, as a way to break old habits, as a way to break toxic habits, toxic. So I think this is their past. So this is something to be aware of them. You might already know this, or it might come out in time. But the devil is all about things that in relationships that we've struggled with. Yeah, so our triggers, our toxic behaviors, hurts and pains in the past, connections that don't serve us, okay, that, like I say, can trigger us and kind of get us in our issues and in our stuff. And I feel that he sees this connection with you as a way. So maybe he's struggling with his old habits and his old behaviors. It can even talk about addictions. I just want to put that out there. It can be about substances, even, like, because it's a card of bad habits, and addictions can fall into that. Or it can be that it could be even something less intense than that, in the sense of that, if you are attracted to someone and like someone, then these old sort of insecurities come up, and that can affect your behavior and how you come across. I feel like he's trying to do something different, but there is certain behaviors beneath the surface that have been, yeah, like bad habits from the past that he's trying to break ties with, so in trying to do something new, so maybe successfully at times, and then maybe if he's acting a little weird, like you said, and maybe that's times when he's been unsuccessful, if that makes sense. So trying, failing, sometimes, being successful, sometimes not to be. So there is an element of baggage coming through with this person. I mean, we all have baggage, yeah. We all have issues. We all have behaviors that we know aren't good, that we kind of try to not bring into the next connection. But that's what's going on for him. So maybe even if he's attracted to you, and that's kind of um maybe he just struggles with one-to-one relationships as well. There's something there that some issues there, some unhealed issues. Okay. Danny baby, I believe you're next. Am I right? Oh, sorry, Estelita, intention, and then Estelita, if you're here, what intentions does RS have for Luke? You're welcome, man. Hey, Estelita. So is this like a third party situation, Estelita? Just if we're talking about two people. And this not connected to you, if that makes sense. It can make the energy more distant. Okay, parental relationship. Okay. Nine of Pentacles. So Nine of Pentacles is about, first up, the sort of forefront is financial independence or independence of some kind. So I don't know how old, like what we're talking with here, parental relationship. Um, but RS's intentions for Luke with this card of how the message would come through that they would want independence for them. So I don't know if Luke is Luke an adult? If this is something that they have struggled with, if they feel like that they're in some ways too dependent on them mainly. I mean, this is positive intentions here that I do read, because it's wanting someone to, oh, Luke is a baby. So what's are you concerned that they have ill intentions, or I just want to get what the question is that I'm answering, so I can see why this card has come through, okay? Maybe this is RS who wants financial independence. I mean, just going back to your say with that, I'm not obviously sure. That's a complex situation, and maybe it would be a different question that would be asked in between you and RS more, yeah? Because if Luke's a baby, then that's not how we would use tarot. But with regards to, say, RS's intentions for Luke, this is obviously a positive card. This is about, I would say that RS maybe is the one that would like to maybe increase their finances so that they have something to offer Luke. That's what the Nine of Pentacles is. It's about, it's a card of blossoming, of independence, of being able to, I suppose, being able to be a good parent in separation and on their own. So still being able, because the Nine of Pentacles, like I say, the main focus of this is sort of standing on your own 2 feet and being independent. Yeah. Particularly there being like a focus on money. So they're wanting to be stable, they're wanting to increase their finances. So in a position of separation, they're still wanting to offer stability to Luke, I would read this as. I'm hoping to blossom. Yeah, exactly. So when you go into separation, obviously it's an entirely different ball game, yeah. And I think that that's their priority and that's their focus at the moment, is, I suppose, trying to still create that stability, and offer that support as a parent, but as a lone parent. And that can take a lot of scrambling and pivoting and adjusting, yeah, in order to, like you say, when you've had the kind of the practical side often that a lot of people don't talk about of what separation can bring. So it sounds like they've got their head screwed on really about and that their main focus at the minute is thinking practically, Estelita. And they are being, pretty realistic really about what it's going to take, and trying to step up as a lone parent, or a parent in separation, however you would word it. Okay, we got there. We got there. Just seeing who is next. You're welcome, Estalia. So is it Lakeisha? Sorry about that pronunciation. If you're still here, just give me a shout. I just wanted to get a bit of clarity on your question as well. For anyone, not yet, Danny, I'm almost there. So, Anne, thank you. So, just to know that I can help you, Anne, okay? Because I'm an energy reader. If you're new here, I'm an energy reader. So I do the energy for regards to, say, you in a situation, you and a person. So I know you said that one of your children, that I'm really sorry to hear, but that they're missing. So that's not something that I would be able to read for you. If you're talking about locating them, or that would be more a different kind of reader. So if you have another question, so I wouldn't read the tarot in that way. Like I say, I'm an energy reader, so I think what you're more seeking is what we would call a medium, someone who maybe I wouldn't do that kind of question. So I don't do health, legal, pregnancy. If you would just like a general message, just to try and offer you some comfort, I'm just going to bring through, rather than focusing on your children, I'm just say a card of comfort, maybe. Yeah, exactly. Just what Jean says, sort of a psychic or a medium. I can do a love reading, so what's coming through next. So everyone reads differently, but so I'll just have to adapt here. And so I'll just do a love reading for you if you're single at the moment, and see what's coming through next if you want to focus on that. Very true, Jean. Yeah, everyone has their own way of working. Okay, Spirit, what is coming through for Anne, please? Next in love. Interesting. We've got the Six of Cups. Okay, so this is a card sometimes that actually talks about past love connections, because there is a real longing and nostalgia when we see the Six of Cups. So it can often come through I don't know if there's someone still in the picture, because this can come through that someone is still thinking of you, and they think of a time when you were together and happy, of fond memories. And like I say, there's this longing and nostalgia. Now, for you, that door might be closed and it might not be a relationship that you would want to revisit. But it's interesting because this is what's coming, this is what is currently in your energetic field, okay, Anne, is that there's someone who you've had a connection with in the past. Um, you might be open to. So this could be currently going on, or it can come through in the near future, okay, Anne, that you might hear from a past love, a past connection. It's someone out there energetically who still has feelings for you. Um, so there could be an opening here, an opportunity. No, that's not how I read either with regards to names. It just gives us an indication from spirit, okay, of a past love connection coming back round. And then the ball being in your court, like I say, if that would be something that you would want to revisit, or if it's something for you, it could be there still might need to be some closure, and that you wouldn't want to go back to that connection if you really feel like it's done. But it just tells me that someone still has feelings for you that you've been potentially romantically connected to in the past. Right. Just going to move on to Miss Billy, if you're still here. Okay, Janavi, I'll just do Miss Billy, and then Janavi, I'll do your 3-card reading and then return to the 1 cards after that. Thanks, Janavi. Okay, Ms. Billy. Kay's true intentions with you. There is Dana, yeah. Kay's true intentions, please. Oh, we've just had this card come through. How funny. So I think this is how they see you, Miss Billy. So in a positive light, definitely the 9 of Pentacles is someone who really has their life together in many ways. Someone who, I always see this card when it comes through in a connection reading, that they see you as someone who is independent, yeah, who can kind of take this connection or leave it, and that it's not something that you need. It might be something that you desire, a relationship or deepening of this connection. But they see you as someone who is kind of going to be fine regardless, and almost like just getting on with your life, staying busy, staying focused, maybe focusing on work and finances with all these pentacles here. So I don't know what perception that this gives us insight into. It could make them feel that it can make them feel like that you're not particularly bothered about this. I don't know how, if you've communicated your feelings or if you've tried to present this image in some way. It could potentially make them insecure. Like just that you're not that fussed about this connection. Maybe that's something obviously for you to reflect on if you maybe need to express this more. Or it could just be in a very positive way that they see you and that they're very attracted to you because of this, because you are someone who has a lot to offer really, and has a lot of independence, someone who isn't needy, someone who, like I say, regardless of what the where this, having a relationship or not, this connection ends up, that you'll be fine. So, and also very sort of, well, there's something always about this card as well, about being well presented and attractive, in a physical way as well, that they even something a little bit, it's not really superficial, it's just a nice thing, but it comments on often the way that you dress and your image and how you look, that's part of your charm and charisma that appeals to them as well. So a positive message, couple of things to think about. If you need to be more open about your feelings, or it could just be that they are drawn in by you because of your independent spirit, um and having it all together. That's something that they're attracted to you in you. Right, so this is for Janavi now, who has got the 3-card reading. So I'm just going to double check the question, and then I'll go back to the individual readings, guys. The 1-card readings. That's great news about your manager, Janavi. Awesome how that turned around. Let me pull the last card about that, okay? Because it's 3 cards, Janavi. You're welcome, Miss Billy. So I'll do, because it's a 3-card read. Oh no, so that's not part of the question, sorry. Is that right? That you just want me to focus on Akshay, Janavi? Okay. Oh, take that one. Oh, and that one. Okay. So we're focusing on kind of what's fueling Akshay's. We saw that he was emotionally very down, yeah. Now, 8 of Wands, this tells me 8 of Wands is about when things move really fast. So I feel like it was how the situation moved very fast for him, and too fast, and emotionally feeling kind of overwhelmed and not caught up on that. Also, I feel like potentially where he's at now as well, that there's a kind of pace of life there maybe that is, he still feels like things have moved too fast. As if this situation kind of ran away with him, and he hasn't had time to process his feelings and his emotions, and he's still on that kind of roller coaster. Now, the Queen of Cups here, okay, I feel like this is her energy. And I feel like the Queen of Cups, okay, so the kind of flip side of the Queen of Cups is someone who can be quite jealous and controlling emotionally, so possessive. See this person, this woman here, this queen, who's really looking at this cup, which represents the situation, the relationship. And I feel like that she is feelings of possession are coming up, maybe some insecurities, some jealousies, because they're not emotionally connected, okay? From what we've seen from the past readings and up to this point, it was transactional, yeah? But on her side, I think because it's not an emotional connection, obviously her emotional needs aren't being met, his aren't either. I feel like he's been left with this feeling that it went too fast. And for her, I feel like her, because I suppose there's the lack of love, yeah. So what comes up after the dust settles, if there's a lack of love there, is obviously insecurities, and that can manifest in a possessiveness, in a jealousy to try and get some more emotion and love out of this connection, out of this situation, and it can become oppressive. And then we've got this other last card here, interesting, which is the King of Pentacles. And this is the finances and the practical side as well. So this can be very much connected to work. So this can manifest in actually being financial worries, or it can be, other than this, it can be work pressures. So maybe feeling now as the kind of King of Pentacles, you know, as a husband with dependence, suddenly being thrown into this King of Pentacles energy where you're really having to step up in this way. I know that she is financially secure, but also I do feel like that work pressures could be part of this depression and can consume a lot of his time and energy in his life. Is thinking a lot about how he's going to succeed, um, and I suppose be financially successful as well. So that's part of it. I feel like part of his low mood is feeling very much that he needs to be this King of Pentacles now. He needs to be successful. And it's good, it's, you know, it's no negative thing to be ambitious and to want to make money and all of those things. But when it becomes the pressure and overwhelming, and that all your, what I'm trying to get at is all his self-worth is caught up in this, then that's a kind of dangerous path to walk, when your self-worth is all caught up in how much money that you're going to make and with and in your work, yeah. So a combination of all those things has brought him to this low mood. The way that it unfolded, moving really fast, her unhappiness, her emotional unhappiness with the situation, and also the financial burden and work, maybe his job is making him unhappy. So it's almost been hit from all sides, isn't it, Janavi, with that really? It's almost like issues in the home. So he hasn't really got a sanctuary, an emotional sanctuary. And also at work, that will be difficult, challenging, struggles within that job. And then this feeling maybe of panic and regret of that it happened so quick, and maybe thinking, what have I, it's part of the question, what have I done? Because that has come up before as well, like the self-doubt. Yeah, both are struggling with what's happened, I think. You're welcome, Janavi. Hey to everyone who's new here. Thank you for your questions. Just to clarify, I just read in order. If you give the live stream a thumbs and up and subscribe, I just read the individual questions in order to keep it fair. If you would like to queue jump and take priority and get a 3-card reading, it's just in the pinned comment there. That would be 1 coffee. But thanks all for being here. NY Angel, no, you haven't missed your reading, so thank you. I'm just still working through the different questions. So, retrace my steps to where I'm at now. MD Maddie, are you still here? Give me a shout out. MD Maddie is next. Hey, you're here. Thanks for letting me know. So what is coming to pass between me and Jay in November? Is this a love connection, MD Maddie? One second. Thanks for confirming. What's going to happen between you in November? Oh, wow. So 10 of Pentacles, very positive card, MD Maddie. So I don't know if you've had difficulties, struggles, but this is actually very hopeful card, very positive card. This is about long-term commitment, higher level of commitment, building a life together. So it can be, if things have been good, this is just really a continuation of that, a deepening of that. It can be reaching a certain milestone of a high level of commitment. But if you've been in a difficult place, it can be about taking steps back towards this, okay? Getting back on track in many ways. But it's certainly 10 of Pentacles is about building a life together, okay? So very hopeful. And also it comes through from Spirit, if you've been making changes and putting efforts in, this is about just showing up consistently. If this is what you want, this goal is to kind of have this person in your life long term and to have that high level of commitment, reach those milestones, move whatever that might be, moving in together, marriage, etc., family, whatever that looks like to you. But just it's about being consistent. So keep showing up, putting in that effort. And this says that it is possible. And November is speaking about getting either a continuation of this, or if you've had difficulties, about getting back on track towards this, okay? Positive message there. Danny baby, this is for you. You're welcome, MD Maddie. Hope that's what you were hoping for. Danny baby, this is for you. Hey, thanks for letting me know. So just a message from Spirit for your highest good. It's good to hear, Maddie. Okay, message for Spirit, please, Danny. What do they need to hear for their highest good, please, Spirit? jumped out. The Tower, Major Arcana, Danny. Okay, so can be current energies, can be near future energies. Okay, Danny, this is like a shake up happening. So I don't know if you've had if the news has come through yet, or it can be like sudden changes. I kind of feel like that this is can be a continuation of a tower moment that's already happened and the repercussions of that. Yeah. Um it's a really like a shakedown, yeah, when we see this card. It's a shakedown of people. I feel like we've had similar energies for you in the recent past. So people that no longer align with you, situations that no longer align with you. I see you with the changes that you've made and that you're constantly progressing in a self development way, keeping your vibe high, keeping your energy aligned, always trying to better yourself. And what happens with that is these tower moments of that people that you have outgrown will leave your life. This could be people that you have worked with. This could be, loved ones, friends, relationships, all of that. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I felt like it was, that the kind of initial tower moment has already happened. It was sudden, it was shocking. It can be really quite heavy when that happens, the tower, yeah. It's a shocking moment, and something that you didn't see coming often. But when you can look back from the future to the past, with hindsight, and you can see actually that it was actually for your highest good. You've outgrown so many people, yeah. Long-time friends as well. And it's so difficult. It can be a lonely path when you're constantly leveling up all the time. Yeah, and where the foundations weren't steady. So this is kind of still the repercussions of that moment. Um, and the universe really intervened, removed you from a situation, removed people, things from your life suddenly, and put you on this track, which you're now on. You're on the right track, but you're still dealing with this shakedown, this kind of what's it called, like an earthquake that happened, yeah. um So just know, I suppose this is just a reminder from spirit that it was for your highest good. They want to stay the same, yeah, but I can't. I'm sorry this is happening to them, lol, but I still love them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is the aftermath, absolutely. A lot of people don't want to change, isn't it? A lot of people don't want to do the personal growth and the inner work, and it's quite um surprising to see, but yeah. But you're on the right path, you're on the right track, but it's just, it can still, yeah, be tough to deal with those aftershocks, and walk that path, a road less traveled. Yeah, me too, Danny, me too. Okay. Aisha Sharif, if you're still here. Energy read for S for you. We're not in a relationship. I've stopped contact from him. You were friends, okay. Let's have a look at their energy, Aisha. So this was just platonic friendship. Okay, so like that potential of something more, romance, love. You're not in a relationship, but you stopped contact from him. Okay, let's see what's going on for him. Whoa. Just one, please. The World card. It's a major arcana, Aisha. Okay, so I always read this as that there are significant energies between you and them. Okay, so if you felt like a strong connection here, okay, I do feel that you were reading that right. Okay, I don't know if you feel like you made a mistake sharing your feelings, but whenever I see a major arcana, I feel like it always just gives me information about the depth of feeling potential. Okay, now what I suspect is with the world card that there was a situation for them. The world card is all about closing certain situations out, so it can be lingering connections in the past. um if there was anyone else in it, may have been a relationship even that ended for them on their side, but they were emotionally still hadn't ended it, if that makes sense. Okay, because the world is needing to get proper closure, proper endings in order to start a new cycle, something new and fresh. Okay, with someone. um so this could just be a timing issue as well. So what I would say is allow a space and time maybe for this to close out in order for this new cycle to begin. Um, if there's a way of leaving communication lines open in some ways, I don't know if if you've blocked them or if you can see if this will come back around. Okay, when there was divine timing, I feel like was the issue here. The potential was there, the depth of feeling was there. So yeah, that's what I'm saying, that it was mirrored. Yeah, when I say the depth of feeling was there. So it's like that's the connection that I'm picking up on, okay? But the why this wasn't able to develop was because there was energetically that they were connected to someone else that hadn't properly closed out. So obviously free will, up to you if this is something that you want to, if the opportunity, again, sort of this, I keep hearing it's like a cycle, so that it'll come back round to you, an opportunity, so you may hear from them again in the future. I feel like that's the best thing to do on your side, but if there's a way of keeping communications or that line open so that if they do want to reach you when the time comes to reach you, that's possible. So with this message, it's not about, the issue wasn't really between you and him. It's this past relationship interfering and him being having some unhealed wounds and not getting some proper closure on basically a past lover, a past connection, being caught up energetically with someone, and that closure needs to happen before you and him can move forward in a romantic way and deepen this connection. So even if he was single, Aisha, you know, I'd say this is like that his feelings, though, emotionally, he was still connected to someone. If that makes sense to you. One, he might not have been completely honest with you, but even if he was single and that it broke off, he was still maybe a connection hoping to go back to, or still emotionally caring about someone. Okay. Hey, Richard. So just subscribe and like if you're wanting one free card. Just pop the question in the chat. And I just work through in order and get to as many people as I can. If you're wanting to queue jump and have a guaranteed reading, there is the 3 card for a coffee, yeah, for a more in-depth. So guys, I'm going to go till 2:30 and hopefully get through everyone who's here. So I'll just keep it going. Aniket, what does Chandana think of me? Just friends at the moment. Aniket, give me a shout if you're here. Hey, Aniket. Oh. Thanks, Aniket. Let's have a look at their energy. Right, sorry about that, Aniket. It won't affect the reading. Sure thing. So is this a friendship hoping for more? Or it's just platonic? I'm just drawn to the bottom of the deck here as well. 10 of Pentacles, this came through for someone else. This is very positive card, Aniket, okay? So this is, 10 of Pentacles is a, like I mentioned before, is a card of commitment, of wanting to deepen this connection. This is about making the distance. This is about thinking long term. So I see that she would be, her intentions, that she would be open to imagining a future with you, imagining this connection deepening, becoming a couple, a partnership here. Ace of Swords is about communication as well. So I think there's the need for maybe you or maybe her about trying to get clarity on this. The Ace of Swords is all about clarity, speaking your truth and being direct. And I feel like this is the way to this, okay? So being as direct and being clear with communication about what you want and how you feel is imperative to, you know, obviously if you want this commitment, if you want this, if you're open to that, having a future together. So it kind of tells me that she's imagined this, she's thought about this, she's thought about it actually being a relationship here. What it takes is just, like I mentioned before as well, consistency, effort, putting energy into that, if that's something that you want. But this tells me that that's her intentions, that she is open to that, open to a relationship. Okay. Thanks. Is it Tete Wood? Just going to find your question. Oh, it's disappeared now. Sorry, guys. Will Walter, Sagittarius, leave me alone for good and give me my belongings? I'm done. He's narcissist, toxic. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you're dealing with that. Hey, Sunsilis. Thanks for being here. Okay, Tete Wood, let's have a look at this, at Walter's energy, okay? Let's have a look at their intentions. King of Cups, still at the moment, Tete, I would say someone who is very much in his feelings right now, emotional. King of Cups is all about, like, you know, it can be good, it can be bad, like every card. But obviously in this set, and the King of Cups is, can you see how not happy? I sort of can see that in his face in this, you know, it reads differently every time, yeah. It's someone who has difficulty processing their emotions. Someone with the King of Cups, when they let their emotions rule them, yeah. So they become very reactive. Maybe they're in this kind of vindictive state of mind. Holding on tightly to the control that they do have in this situation still. So is it possible to let this die down a bit, to leave the situation alone? I feel like you creating some distance feels very important right now, because they're not someone who, I feel like tangling with this person will just cause a wave of another emotion. Someone is acting from this place at the moment, and they need to it needs to settle before this can be resolved. So I don't know the ins and outs, obviously, of this situation, how urgent it is, but my advice from the cards and what's come through from the spirit is this person is not, things need to settle before you can make any headway with this situation or progress. This person at the minute isn't in the right frame of mind to be able to reason with you. So I don't know if, one, can you just remove yourself from this situation entirely? Does any contact need to happen? I don't know if that's possible, or just keep your distance for the foreseeable until it settles, and then maybe circle back round to this and revisit, and you'll make more headway and get more progress. Okay. Hi, Terry. I don't know if you're still here. I don't know. I wouldn't do that kind of question if I'm an energy reader. So I'll just, if you've been watching, like I've mentioned before, I do the energy between you and a person, you and a situation, not like yes, no questions. I'm glad that makes sense, Tete. Pop your question in the chat if you're still here, if you want another reading. And I'll circle back. But I'll just keep it moving for those that are still. Jordan, if you're here. Hey, Jordan. So, where's Jordan's question? Regarding Dory. So, is Dory going to ask to marry me? So, like I say, I don't do yes, no questions, but I can have a look at their feelings, Dory's feelings towards you, if you like, and intentions. And that gives us insight and guidance. Cool. So there's something about this connection that sort of Dory's come through this Nine of Swords with some kind of anxiety and worry, okay? So I don't know if this is something that they struggle with independently, anxiety, or they have some kind of doubts and triggers going on at the minute. So this could be current energies that can come through in the near future. But we see this person who is up at night worrying, maybe fixating sometimes a lot on a certain negative, you know how one negative thought can then kind of make a spiral. So there's something going on here that needs to be resolved on their side, Jordan, in order for you maybe to progress even in this connection. I don't know if your swords is all about communication and truth, okay? So I don't know if this is something they speak about, if this is something that they need to share more in order to move through it and work it out. Now with the Nine of Swords, I don't know, Jordan. It's not that, it wouldn't be that specific. I mean, if that's what came to mind, if that's what's come up before between you, some kind of insecurity and worries here. Now, with the Nine of Swords as well, it's Jordan, it's like that this fear and worry is unfounded as well. So it's very much like an insecurity on their part that, yeah. So maybe that's it there. And it's, it's not really your job, is it, to reassure them? It's not your job. This is something very much that he needs to work on. But if you can have an open conversation about it and share, even if these fears and worries and insecurities are unfounded, it's something that maybe he's trying to hide from you and dealing on his own and not being upfront about actually what's going on in his mind. So if you can try to have invite an open conversation and see what he has to say, yes, see if he can open up about this, okay? Try to broach this. You might already have broached it and not got anywhere, but if not, then this is something that I would try and have an open conversation about to try and get past it. Because it's something that does need to be resolved, or it could come back to bite you, yeah? Hey, Kristen, pop your question in the chat if you want. I'm just going to try and get through as many people as I can still. It is busy today. If I don't catch you today, anyone who I'm not able to reach, I am back on tomorrow from 1 p.m. GMT time as well. So if you are subscribed, you should get notified about that. But I'll just keep it moving until and get through as many people as I can. NY Angel, if you're still here, regarding a love question. NY Angel, just checking who's here. I don't want to read for anyone who's not here. Maybe left, so I'll keep it moving. Susan Chamberlain. Hey, Susan. Reading from Spirit. So just a message from Spirit, what they want you to hear right now. Susan, this is for you. Thanks, Anne. I don't think I missed you out. I'm trying to get everyone in order. Let me know if I have missed anyone. Message for Susan, please, Spirit. Thanks, June. So, Susan, this is a card of celebration. This is a really nice energy when we see the Three of Cups. So it could be current energy, or it can be near future. So take what resonates, okay? But this is some kind of celebration. So if you've been waiting on good news coming through, this is you with close, with friends, with loved ones, reaching maybe some kind of milestone if you've been working on a project of some kind, or it can even just be something out of the blue. So, and you raising a glass. This is a very social card, the Three of Cups as well. So potentially more social events sort of coming through as well, maybe even in the festive period, and Spirit coming through to encourage you as well to say yes to those invitations and stay connected to loved ones and friends as well, in order to fill your cup, Susan. So kind of that quote comes to mind of all work and no play. You're not allowing that to happen, and making sure that you're carving some time out to connect with loved ones who fill your cup. Bear with me 1 second. But it isn't sometimes, it's all the time. Sorry about that. So like I said, encouraging you to kind of get out there and not miss out on those good times, and kind of be mindful to live in the moment, but in a more pointed way as well. I kind of see in the mix of all that happening, you actually celebrating some kind of success or good news. Did you hear that big cat fight, Jean? I'm sorry, there was I didn't know if that was, if to explain that, but yeah, I've got cats. And there was a big cat fight then. Lols. I've got 4 cats and it's too many. Sorry about that, Susan. Cat fight in the middle of it all. Right. Thanks, Anne, for letting me know that you're next. Can I know current thoughts of my academic supervisor towards me? Interesting, yeah. I'm a doctoral PhD candidate. Let's see how you're viewed. Thanks, Susan. Okay, Anne. I'm going to take this. Nice energy here, Anne. Queen of Swords is someone who really takes no BS, for want of a better expression, okay? Queen of Swords is someone who has got a lot of clarity, yeah? I mean, for what, first up, bringing Queen energy is very positive, yeah? So this is someone who knows themselves, is established. Queen of Swords has a lot of clarity. She's a clear communicator. She is straight to the point. So no waffle, no muss, no fuss. If anything, I mean, I feel this is very positive, actually, particularly in this setting, okay? Because it's someone who's quite a tough character, really, as well, in a way. Like, you wouldn't, I want to, there's just that the Queen of Swords can sometimes be perceived as harsh, but really, she isn't harsh. She's just very committed to the truth and her truth. So strong ethics. So I think in this light, and this is like, well, in any light, really, the Queen energy, it's really positive, okay? It's good to see. I would be really happy about being seen as the Queen of Swords, someone who is very intelligent as well, actually, because Swords is all about our mind and intellect. So someone who is very analytical in their thinking, all the good stuff, really. Intelligence, clear communicator, no nonsense character, ruled by the element of air, ruled by the mind. So I hope that is reassuring, Anne. I hope that's how that you feel. I feel like it would be a great way to be perceived, that hopefully you feel the same. Okay, who is next, guys? Why? If Steve thinks about you. Oh, why here? See, thank you. You're here, awesome. Thanks for giving me a heads up, guys. It helps me a lot. Steve, feelings about you, absolutely. Are you in a relationship, in separation? Why? Just so I can, the more context that you guys can give me, the more personalized reading that you can have. Page of Pentacles. They have an offer. They have something that they want to offer you. Page of Pentacles has a kind of naivety to it. Why? So it doesn't necessarily have to be an age, but there can be a sort of immaturity here, but not a bad breakup. Okay. So they still have something that they would like to offer and come forward with you. Often the Page of Pentacles is as well about coming to some kind of realization, which is interesting. So I wonder if this break, this separation, has given them time to think and to it's all about seeing the potential of something. And getting more real about it. So moving out of, it's like someone with that naivety, but moving more into, it's like actually learning a lesson and gaining a better understanding, a deeper understanding, maybe one of kind of what it takes to have a meaningful relationship grounded in reality. It kind of takes effort and does take work. When we see pentacles, this is ruled by the element of earth, so it's all about being realistic. It's about laying a good foundation, being consistent, all of that good energy that you kind of want in a relationship, someone who you can rely on. Yeah, you want all the good stuff of the emotional, the fun, and the emotional fulfillment, but there has to be something grounded in that energy. Yeah. So I feel like this time apart has given them time to reflect. They maybe feel a bit hesitant because of it being a page about coming forward with this offer. But I do believe that you can expect for this to come through, to hear from you. But there is a bit of shyness and oh right, okay. So yeah, maybe that immaturity there. So like I say, I feel like that this is giving him, this breakup and separation has made him get a bit more serious, maybe about what he's missing. But so this leaves you in, I suppose, if you want to, if this is enough for you, brings the question up. It may be not enough what they're coming through with, but the choices, that choice will be for you to make. Obviously, that's what your intuition tells you. I kind of feel like this, like a lot to learn is what I'm hearing with them. They've got a lot of kind of maturing to do. Okay, moving on. So, I think NY Angel has gone. Is it next is Richer? Hey Nettie. Don't think Rich is here. If they do here, we'll go Nettie. Thanks. I'll read for you next. Love reading for you, Nettie. Yeah. Thanks, Nat. Or was it Nettie who was next? I'm getting mixed up now, guys. Sorry if you keep me straight if I get it wrong. Oh, it's Nat. Hey, Nat, this would be you. So your friend David just reached out after a while. What are his intentions? Okay, let's have a look at David. going to have to come off soon, guys. So if I don't get to read for you, I'm sorry, but I will be back on tomorrow. So oh, wow. Okay, Nat. Ace of Cups. Love, romance, potential. This is romantic by nature. Okay, Nat. This is confirmation of that when we see Ace of Cups. It is a love offering. Ace of Cups is the first step. Potential here to lead on to more. The opportunity for new emotional experiences. So this is when we ask, what are their intentions? That's what's behind this. So maybe you suspected that, maybe you had felt that, but this is confirmation. So maybe this brings, maybe hopefully this brings you comfort. It's what you want to hear with this, and that you maybe feel the same and also want to pursue this. But very clear answer when we see this, very clear. Ace of Cups, as we know, it's all cups, all about love, romance, emotional fulfillment, and that kind of first step, that beginning, that initial connection. Oh, are you okay? Yes. May we all stay in the Queen of Swords energy. It'll keep us right, hey? She might knock that cup right over. Okay. Is it Suns? Sue NCE? Are you still here? Hey. A deep conversation is needed, Nat. Oh, okay. So just a message from Spirit. Is it Sue Niece? It is Jean, yeah. I'm just going with it at the minute. I am gonna have to come off soon. I've gone over. Major Arcana, so the Death card. Now, there's no need some people freak out when they see the Death card. No need to freak out. The Death card is about transformation. So this currently could be happening for you, or it can be coming through in the near future, yeah? And it just tells us that with it being a major arcana, okay, this is a deep transformation. Now, it can be something that is externally happening to you that is kind of pushing you into this transformation. It's really about leaving the old self behind and embracing the new. Or if you've been particularly doing a lot of inner work on yourself, so spiritual work, or trying to work on yourself to improve yourself or have more self-reflection, more personal growth. That's often how I see the Death card, is sometimes that it can be about going through more of an inner transformation. In other decks, I often see that it's much like a butterfly who is in a cocoon and has to fight hard. So there is some element of struggle here about having to go through some kind of pain. some kind of suffering, even to break free of your old self, break free of a situation that is oppressing you in some ways and stopping you fulfilling your full potential. Can be, relationships around us, jobs that you've been in. It can even bring all those elements into it, things that have been oppressive to you. And the butterfly has to work hard to break out of that chrysalis. But in order to really blossom and really transform and find the freedom that you desire to be your true self, there's that metamorphosis that we go under, and we can have multiple transformations for our lifetime like this. But there are, if we all look back in our lives about those significant moments where we were really pushed, really pushed to the brink sometimes of something, and then you come out the other side changed, and in that process leaving behind people, places, things that no longer serve us. So a big message there. You're welcome. I am gonna have to end the live there, guys. Thank you all so much for being here. For those that received a reading, I will, like I say, be back on tomorrow at 1 p.m. same time, so hopefully catch you then. But wishing you all love and light for the rest of the day or the evening, wherever you may be. Jean, what is your favourite energy question to answer? That is tricky. I'll have to think about that. I don't think I've got a favourite, a preference. All I'd say is the more open the recipient is on the other side, that's nice when that energy flow happens, when that connection. I feel like when I can feel that mutual exchange of energy, and that's always nice when you get that sense of flow. And often it's dependent on the person that I'm reading for and how open they are to hearing the messages plays a big part in it. It is very much a two-way street, and if someone is closed off, I can often feel that that come through, if that makes sense. Right. Love and light, guys. See you again soon. Take care. Blessings.